What I have right here, it's a multifunctional car jump starter that can be used as a power bank, tire inflator, and eventually a flashlight. This masterpiece was sent to me for evaluation purposes, but of course, this will be my own opinion on this masterpiece. Super easy to use in cases of emergencies. Eventually, you may easily keep it in your car, and just in case in the morning your car is not starting because you forgot the lights, it was super cold, and you need to go to work or eventually to take your kids to school. The car is not starting. Well, eventually don't panic because you have a jump starter, tire inflator, power bank, and eventually a flashlight. That is super easy to use because in the set you're gonna find everything that you need in order to make your car going. Of course, with an USB-C type wire, in order to charge, you have two ports right here, the USB-C and the USB-A, in order for you to charge, and not only that, charge your gadgets on the go. Of course, the tire inflator that you can easily use in a big variety of scenarios: bicycle, bike, car, bowls, and many more, of course, with all the tools that you need in order to perform that. And of course, you may easily take it out just in case you're not using it and use it as that power bank or eventually car jump starter that you're gonna use and connect with the clamps eventually. Please make sure when you do so that your car jump starter, the battery inside, is charged more than 50%. Alright, it's time for some action to show the multifunctional ability of this amazing gadget. So here is eventually the situation I was telling you about. You're in your car because you need to go to work or to school, and eventually your car is not starting. You're starting to freak out, call somebody looking for wires, when eventually you can easily just take your car jump starter that comes in that bag and take out everything in order to jump start your car. Just open the hood and go. Under the hood, you'll have to open the battery compartment. Eventually, with the jump starter, you bind the clamps in order to make it work. Don't forget to turn it on eventually, and you connect the negative and eventually the positive. You're going to be divided by colors that you're going to find super fast. And right now, eventually this one starts to work. I'm pretty sure that the car right now is going to turn on. Woo! And I'm ready to go. So don't forget, 40 seconds disconnected for the better use. Basically right now you're set up. You can easily disconnect this one, close the battery compartment, close the hood of the car, and you're ready to go wherever you plan to go. When choosing the air compressor, you're going to have multiple functions that you can easily switch in between. Eventually car, bicycle, bowl, and eventually a person in order to navigate it by himself. Once again, returning to the car, you're going to be able to easily switch in between in order to choose the PCIs, to adjust it to that, and eventually adjust the level that you need. When you're going to connect it to the car wheel, eventually we'll start pumping the air, and when it's going to reach the necessary PCI that you set up, it's going to stop automatically. And of course, I told you that this one comes with everything you need in order to inflate even balls, no matter if you're playing basketball, volleyball, or eventually any sport. You're going to be able to easily inflate that ball by switching to the ball eventually and turning it on. And because this one is powerful, eventually will inflate the ball super fast, like it's doing it right now. And eventually when it's going to reach 8, it's going to stop automatically on his own. Eventually when switching to the tires, you'll have to adjust it to the car function. Afterwards, make sure to adjust to the PCI that the car is requiring, bind it with the car wheel, because eventually the connection is universal, and then just turn it on. And of course, when it's going to reach the PCI that you set up right here, it's going to stop automatically. So basically you can leave it to work on its own and do other things that you need to do around the car, because this one eventually will stop automatically when it's going to reach the PCI that is required. Basically same thing when applying it also to the bicycles or scooters. You're gonna switch in between the modes in order to adjust to the bicycle. Once again, running super easily. In order to do so, adjust the PCIs that you need for the bicycle or scooter or motorcycle, apply it to the wheel, and you are ready to go. Now you just turn it on, and this one will do the trick. And of course, as mentioned to you at the beginning, this one is also featuring a flashlight that you can use in order to light up your path or eventually send SOS signals. So if you guys are looking for a multifunctional gadget to have in your car, eventually to save you in a big variety of situations, like jump starting your car, inflating tires, flashlight, or eventually a power bank, you should definitely have to consider this masterpiece, because this one is definitely a recommendation from me. My name is Andre, and I absolutely approve this message.